Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to just walk over a few details on the Bel Air. There's about a day left on the auction, so I just wanted to go over some of the smaller details that may have been missed in the pictures or not covered in the ad. So for starters, we've got the flames. You guys have all seen them. Really well done. The clear coat is blended, so it's not raised and it matches. Again, I apologize. I didn't buff the car or wax the car, so there's a lot of little dirt and spots and stuff on it, but I assure you that there's not really any major defects in the paint. It's just I haven't wiped down the car or anything before doing this. So with the flames, if you guys didn't notice, they're actually mimicked on the underside of the hood as well and on the core support to match. So again, one of those smaller details that may go unmissed, but I think is definitely noteworthy. We've also got the pinstriping here. There is one imperfection here that could be touched up and should be touched up actually. But we've also got the chrome hood latch there as well. Everything in the engine bay has been chromed out. There's plenty of pictures of that, so I don't really go anymore on that. All the chrome is in really good shape, as well as the stainless steel. This is an aluminum billet grille, and that looks really well as well. All of it's been shined up. Could use another good cleaning as well. But all the stainless on the side, you can tell, is in really great shape. No pitting. All of it's been very well maintained. So another good detail about the car has never seen water since it was painted. Joe never drove it in the rain. He never washed it with a garden hose or anything, and I made sure to continue that legacy as well. So anytime it needs a good cleaning, the most that gets done to it is it takes a damp rag and then you very slowly wipe it, and you don't smear any dirt or anything into the paint and scratch it. So it's been very well taken care of. There's never been any water. That goes to show on all of the bolts and stuff underneath here. These are all hand polished. If you watch the interview with Joe, he describes that he put all these in a buffer and cleaned them up. So you can see that there's no real surface rust or anything. It's been kept in a very good environment. We can also see here we've got these cool light covers that just kind of add accents. All of the wheels, almost everything has some sort of dice on it, which is, I think, a really cool detail, even the locks. There are ghost flames on the mirrors as well. These are El Camino mirrors, and that's covered in the full-length interview as well. There is an issue where when you open these side windows, they do tend to hit the mirror, so you can't open them all the way. But that's expected with custom work and stuff like that. The Dodge Lancer hubcaps, which were covered in the interview, they're in pretty good shape. There is one issue on the driver's side. I'll show that just to show you guys, but you can see here when it was being put on, it did get a little dinged up. The other ones are all straight. This can easily be straightened out. There's no real major damage to be concerned about. We can see we've got the ghost flames on this mirror as well. The clear coat is not in as great a shape as the rest of the car, but the rest of the car does not have any of these imperfections or anything. I think the mirrors were painted at a later date before I got the car. But looking at the inside, again, you guys have all seen this. In the interview with Joe, you can see the teardrop knobs that he was talking about. Again, a really cool feature. These side windows, if you slide this back, you now can use this crank to open them, and I'll show you guys that clearance issue I was talking about. So you can see it does interfere with the mirror, but again, you have air conditioning in the car, so shouldn't really be too big of a hassle. Looking towards the back of the car, we've got the hand-done pinstriping that was already referred to in the ad. So continuing to the goodies in the back of the car, well, you can see the fire extinguisher has been painted to match the flames on the hood as well. We've also got this picture here that shows the car when it was picked up and then when it was out of the body shop. So that's always displayed at car shows. There was a cooler that sat here that was also painted to match the whole car. The original owner kept the cooler, but there's still an outline here, and it's been getting more and more faded as time goes on, as I've owned the car. We've got the Cadillac taillights that were described in the ad as well. You can see they've got a couple little scratches on them, but they are antique, so that is expected as well. With the other remaining pieces in the back of the car that I wanted to touch, this is my car care kit. I always use a duster. I don't really try to scrub the car just to avoid getting any dirt or imperfections into the paint. And then I always use a brand new rag. You can see I'm getting low, but I never try to reuse rags just to avoid scratching the paint again. In this piece of foam is a license plate bracket for the front of the car. I had it removed and the bumper re-chromed and the holes filled because I like to look better, and I don't require the front license plate here in Texas, but it does come with the car, so you can always mount to the front. And along with that, you can see that there are the spikes here that outline the license plate. I've still got the original cover for the front as well that had the same spikes, so you can mimic that look if you wanted to go that route. Looking more as to what comes with the car, the pictures in the gallery show all the trophies and awards, but I also do have the original paint cans. You can see here, here is the darker red, and it's got the paint information on there. I've also got the Askin Noble Sickens with the paint coat on there as well. You can see the color of the paint. I believe that might have been for the flames. I don't recall for sure. But those do come with the car, so you will have the majority of the paint codes. I think I'm still missing one color, but most paint codes today have the paint guns. So that's the rear of the car. Everything is in immaculate condition. The fuel gauge here is in the back, the fuel tank cap, excuse me, and you can see the white is still in really good shape. There hasn't been any gas dripped on it that discolored it. I always use a rag whenever I fill it to avoid that happening. Another item that does come with the car is the brass radiator that was in the car when I got it. You can see it has some discoloration on it due to a leak up here. There's a crack in the top cap. This radiator works really well, and it looks even better when you polish it up. I managed to get to one car show with it, and it was beautiful looking, and then the crack showed up. So if anyone knows how to repair it or has a shop that can do it, I'm going to include it with the car just because I think it is a really nice piece of history. It was custom made. I believe it's 4 cores, but don't quote me on that. But when I drove the car with this radiator in it, even with the leak, it kept the car at like 180. It was amazing. So that comes with the car as well if you ever want to switch back and get this repaired. I know they're like $800, $1,200 now for a radiator like this with it, not even all the cores. So that's, I think, all the information I have with the car. There are no seat belts in the front of the car. They are in the rear, but I do have the seat belts that come with the car if you ever want to install them. And they will be featured with the car as well. So I think that's everything that I have with the car. One last feature the car has that was missed in the ad. It does have cruise control. You can see it in the pictures, but it does work. I actually used it the other day, and it works great. So it does have cruise control. It's got a lot of your modern conveniences. Just a few more items to touch on. The side pipes, again, are dummy. They are not hooked up. And as well as the spotlights, they are not wired in as well. They are just for show. The wipers also do not work. They don't actuate. But again, the car's never driven in the rain. It never sees water. So I've never had the reason to hook them up, and neither did Joe. That's really all I have about the car. If you guys have any additional questions, would like any additional videos as well, please let me know. But just wanted to do a quick kind of walkthrough video to show any of the paint imperfections, anything else. There's a little scratch here, it looks like, but I want you guys to be confident in what you're buying and know what's coming out here. Looks like we've got a rock chip or something coming up on the fender, and the doors are completely solid. In the pictures you can see the undershot of the doors. I think one of the doors might have had some gunk on it, but there's no rust. I'll show that as well on video. Hopefully this adjusts so you guys can see, but you can see there's the weather stripping adhesive here, but no actual rust showing up under the doors. Everything was completely rust free when put together. You can see all the quarters, no bubbles or anything of that nature in the rear either. Walk to the other side, show you guys that as well. No bubbles along the bottom where water would sit because it doesn't see water. Same with the rear of the car. You can again see all the stainless steel is in fantastic, beautiful shape. I had it recently polished and buffed as well. You can see down here there's no bubbles on this fender. We are in beautiful shape. It's a beautiful car. I really want to see this go to a good home. So if there's anything I can do to help you guys feel confident in what you're buying, please let me know. Happy to do another walkthrough. Thanks, guys.